Ticket sales have failed, zero promotion. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn has absolutely no hype whatsoever. This rematch has failed, basically. Let's be honest here. The undercard, many people I've seen complaining about it. It's debatable. Ticket sales, let's get right onto this now for the first thing. Honestly, the prices have been lowered massively. You know, you're getting like you were seeing none of these 40 quid tickets for the first fight. You weren't seeing any of them. There were a few 38 quid ones as well. You know, they've been lowered massively. The first fight was so expensive, even to sit in the bloody nosebleeds. It was so expensive. This time round, Jesus Christ, they've made them bloody cheap compared to usual. Wow. They can't sell tickets for this. And I mean, look at the amount of space that's left in this bloody stadium as well. They've really struggled. I mean, look, like the ones that aren't just saying 2 left, 6 left. Like the nosebleeds. No wonder they're so cheap. Wow. Like, it is. The prices aren't upping either. It is bad. It is very, 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 very bad. But that's what you get when you just think the first fight promotes itself. It hasn't done, has it? Because I think there are loads of people who are like, there's no need for a rematch. And I understand it. I was one of those people saying before the rematch even got announced, I was like, it was good enough for just a one-time thing. Eubank Jr. could have easily gone on and pushed for a world title fight. Conor Benn could have pushed on and got a world title fight at bloody 147. Like, there was so many other things these two could have done. They don't need to fight each other again. They'd both set themselves up for big fights. Conor Benn, even with a loss, set himself up. You know? I think he gained a lot of respect back from the British audience and would have had quite a few people behind him going into a world title fight against an American or anyone, like against Mario Barrios, for example. You know, and then you got Chris Eubank Jr., who can bloody sell in the UK and could have had a big fight with Yanibek. Could have had a big fight with Lara. You know, he could have had some big fights. He could have done, but he's decided to do this again. And I don't know why he's decided to dehydrate himself again. I don't know. Well, for money, obviously, but it's like you could have got more money elsewhere in a world title fight, done something for legacy. It was really confusing. Really confusing. But yeah, look, zero promotion. We're not hearing enough. We haven't heard enough about it at all. All that's really been going on about, like, in this build-up is the whole ambulance stuff. But I just feel like because loads of people were so used to and excited to seeing that big rivalry going into the first fight, it's like both guys now respect each other after doing the 12 rounds. It was kind of the perfect way to end. It was literally the perfect way to end. Both guys coming out with more credibility than ever. That is true. Both guys came out of that first fight with more credibility than ever. Okay, now we go into the rematch. It's like no one cares. So it's kind of, I mean, I'm hyped. Like, I'm nowhere near as hyped as what I was first time round, but I don't mind it. But I completely understand why people don't want to see it. I mean, would it have been on top of my bucket list to happen again in 2025? No. It's not a fight we needed to see again with how good it was and the opportunities that came after it for both guys. Opportunities for British boxing fans and these guys making worldwide name for themselves instead of just being known mostly in the UK. Both guys had so many opportunities to do that. If we look at a Conor Benn perspective, if he loses this, then it's like he's lost world title shots at 147. You know, he's going to have to build himself back up again. Doesn't really matter, you know, even though it's a weight above, you know. You lose that first fight, it's like, yeah, credibility's there. You lose again, it's like, if Eubank Jr. loses, his career's over. That's the reality here. If Eubank Jr. loses, his career's over. Both guys could, I mean, if anything, they could have had their bloody world title fights. Even if they'd lost, they could have just come right back to this at some point anyway. I don't think it needed to be an immediate rematch anyway, but I don't even think we needed to see one. That is why there is no hope, because you look at the first fight and you think, great, but it's like, it was just a one-time thing event. Like, they're doing it at Tottenham again. It's like, they're trying to do it similar to the last time. And talking about the undercard as well, you've got some of these high-level matchups. I think the Jack Catterall versus Echo Essuman fight's a good fight. Might not be the most entertaining. I mean, Echo Essuman always brings it. Catterall, on the other hand, hasn't got the most fan-friendly style. Let's put it that way. Adam Azim's on the card against Kurt Scooby. I mean, Scooby, who cares? You've got Sam Gilly versus Ishmael Davis. It's a good domestic fight, but no one in the stadium's really going to know them. So it's like, they should have done this and like, it's a good fight. It's probably going to be fight of the night. Ishmael Davis and Sam Gilly, but no one in the stadium is going to care, because everyone who's in the stadium, like, they're not, people go to stadium fights. I'm not saying all people, I'm saying most people are massive casuals who are only there for the main event. So these undercard fighters won't even get the credit that they deserve anyway. But yeah, I get why people do think that the undercard's a bit disappointing. They could have added a bit more juice to it, I guess. I think the first fight undercard was pretty solid though. But again, you do get like undercards which you look at and think, it's not great. But then they actually turn out to be really entertaining undercards. Yeah, look. Tickets are done very poor, and there's many reasons for it. The undercard, in fact, we don't need to see it again. Even though both guys have come out with more credibility than ever, but I just don't think the promoters have done a good job here at all. And it's just that now there's just too much respect. I just don't think a lot of fans who are casuals can't get behind it, so they don't want to buy their stadium tickets, because there's not hatred anymore. But yeah, I mean, you never know. Something might happen at the press conference, but again, like, you've left it too late now. You've left it a bit too late. No one's going to start. Yeah, everyone's got their plans for the weekend now. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I think on it all. But yeah. Anyway, thank you all for watching.